are listening to episode 20 with Calista. Calista is Scottish-born author, speaker and a pioneer of spiritual ascension. As a former scientist and a holistic healer, Calista has a remarkable understanding of what it takes to live a divine life while honoring humanity in a process. In this episode, we will talk about Calista's latest book, The Female Archangels. We will dive into topics like attunements, talk about how do we connect with the female archangels and where do they come from. Hi everyone and welcome to this episode. I'm so excited for you to be here. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. And if you are listening to my podcast weekly, thank you so much for the support. So today's episode, as I said before, we are going to be talking about the female archangels, and I'm so happy to bring you this topic, and I'm so grateful that Calista has agreed to do this interview with me. I just want to say quickly something what I have said in one of my Instagram posts, and that is something what I have experienced with this book. So I have a hard copy of the book, and I also have an audio version which I have downloaded from Audible, and I work with both, and this is what I have kind of noticed. Calista's got perfect voice, as you're going to see in a minute. She's got this beautiful Scottish accent and just very calming. And I felt when I was doing the attunements and meditations through the audio version, they were so powerful. Of course, they're powerful in the book as well, but I just kind of used the book, the hard copy, as a kind of a notebook, so I write down what I am doing, and I really feel that this book just gave me so much. Recently I have been recovering from a surgery and I have been feeling a lot of pain, and the painkillers were not as good, so that's what I just did. I just listened to Calista's audio version of the Female Archangels, and I was just following her voice and done everything what she has suggested. So that's just something I wanted to share. So without further ado, let's dive in. Hello Calista, welcome to my podcast. I'm so grateful to have you here. My first question for you is, what are you grateful for?
I feel like I'm always grateful, but today I'm very grateful for being with you, sharing a beautiful connection with you already, and just the gift of life, how small it really is. And I think sometimes we need to be reminded that it's just so short and so small, so just juice it and bring that appreciation every day. So that's what I'm most grateful for, life in this moment.
I so resonate with that. I am grateful for opportunities, for this podcast, and to be able to have this amazing connection with people like you. Before we dive in, I just quickly want to share a little story about the bell, which we talked about before, because I really want to share this with listeners. So I have bought a little angel bell for my daughter. It's, for people who don't know, it's a silver kind of a bell, and inside is a crystal. And you can choose whatever crystal it is, and you give it to your child when it is born, and when the bell rings, it kind of calls up on the angels. And my daughter stopped wearing it, and we were moving in houses, and I found it in the kitchen, so I picked it up and I ring a bell, and your life popped up on my phone. It was crazy. And then it was another one, your Instagram, literally every single time the bell rang, you popped up.
I love that so much.
Yeah, it's so good. So ring a bell and Calista will pop up in your living room with an angel message. Ta-da! Oh, love it. So happy to have you. I would like to talk about the female archangels. Why female archangels? Who are they?
Oh, these beautiful beings. I've had the honor of partnering with them for the last 15 years, and I'm aware that it's quite a new subject for so many, but they began to really come into the earth and into our awareness round about 1111. I call it the 𝐒𝐸𝐞 portal, when they began to take their focus from universal duties and roles to the earth, because we're going through our point of ascension. 11 is when we moved from Piscean patriarchal age into the Aquarian feminine age. And these angels have always been here. When somebody, for example, invites in Archangel Michael, Michael's other half, Faith, is always there. It's just we haven't had the awareness of that. But because we are growing, we're evolving our consciousness, we're remembering more and more. It's almost like heaven is opening to us and we're starting to remember. But the way I describe angels is like a coin. So a coin is a coin, but it has two faces. It's got two expressions. It's exactly the same with an angel. An angel has a masculine expression, which has been depicted and illustrated and we've connected with for eons. But also on the other side has a feminine expression. And an angel really doesn't have a gender, but it has these emanations that can be masculine, feminine, or a blended, unified blend of consciousness that we can connect with to best relate to humanity. So that's why they manifest in the form of a man or a woman or androgynous figure in another universe, because angels, or they serve this multiverse, they will connect and they'll manifest in a form that is like the being that they're talking to, which is quite nice to think about that, because that opens the mind even more.
I think it's so beautiful that there is the harmony between the feminine and masculine, because I don't know if you have noticed that there was like a strong rise of feminine energy around the world, and the masculine has been like kind of pushed down. And I don't know how you personally felt about it energetically, but it's just so beautiful. And you are absolutely right. The angels were always presented to us as the male figures.
Yeah, probably because God was seen as a masculine figure, the Son of God. Other deities, other huge deities, were seen in the form of a masculine man. And but the feminine's always been there. And the irony is the feminine gives rise to the masculine, because the feminine is the void, it's the womb space, it's untapped potential and creation energy, and everything really comes from that space. But I really feel like the feminine angels are here, yes, to empower the feminine within us and within the earth to rise, absolutely, but also to help us to remember and heal our sacred masculine too, all for the purpose of helping us to come into balance, because this is what we need. We can't really ascend our consciousness and really co-create this new earth that's been prophesized if we don't come into balance. And I think a lot of times the new age sort of world focuses on the rise of the feminine all the time and kind of forgets about the masculine, because the masculine needs healed too.
Yeah. How did they start coming to you?
They started to come to me after I made a big life change. So I used to be a cancer research scientist, and I left science, transitioned into herbal medicine practitioner, which was kind of like a nice bridge between science, cancer research, and then into spiritualities. So yeah, I was a herbal practitioner for a while, meditated constantly every day after I left science, and began to meet angels. And I'd closed down that part of myself for so many years. But when I was younger, my first conscious experience with an angel was when I was 6, and I met Seraphim, who's my guardian angel, and of course is feminine. And it's the feminine that's always really been very strong for me. So when I began to meditate, Raphael and Michael came forward, but they didn't just come forward in their energy. There was a softness, there was a feminine quality too. And I didn't realize who these beings were. I thought they were goddess energies. Nobody was really talking about female angels. But the more we got to know each other, and I really still believe the best way to connect with an angel is just to sit down and invite them to come forward and have your own experience, because it's so personal. But so this was around about 2006 time. And then in 2009, we created a modality called angel healing. It's, I guess, it's similar in a little bit of a way to angel Reiki and angelic Reiki, but it's different because it works with a set of 34 angels, 17 archangels and 17 archaea, who come forward specifically to usher in this new golden age. And that's it, you know, from 2009 began to teach that around the world. And now we have practitioners, and I think probably every corner of the world at the moment is great, is rising ever more.
You know, your meditations and when you do your visualizations with angels are the most powerful I have ever experienced. I'm just really saying this to you from my heart, because I have never, ever, ever felt so connected as I felt while I was listening to one of your meditations, or your attunements, and they also are in a book. And I have downloaded the audio book as well, and I really advise everybody to do that, because it's just, the energy just carries on through the words, and it's so beautiful. You have done one that was when I rang my bell and you popped up on when you I'll just call up on you, and it popped up on a Facebook Live. And I remember it was something about you were saying face your palms up, and you were inviting the angel to touch the palms. It was incredible. It was so powerful.
What did you experience?
I have experienced the angel coming towards me and touching my palms, my both hands, and I just felt the little vibrating, and it was so beautiful. And there was another one. I just remember the words. It was like, imagine that you are surrounded by them, and I felt them touching my shoulder. And then after that, you said, and now, angel, I don't know, Michael's, he's touching your shoulder. Yeah. And I was just thinking, well, he touched my shoulder before you told me he's touching my shoulder. It's so powerful. And you and I were talking about that before the interview, like the purity of it, of the energy, and all the work you're doing. I'm so grateful.
Oh, thank you. I feel grateful. You're not the first to say that. Because angel healing attracts people who've done a lot of different sort of angel modalities and consistently say the same thing. And it's because I don't really think it's a testament to me. I just think it's because I guess I live and breathe this is my work. I believe that 80% of humanity are angelic. So it's not as if we need to learn anything about them. Literally, we just need to remember. We need to remember that we have that angelic presence within. So I like to think that the space that I hold helps another person to connect with their own angelic presence. And that's why it's so powerful, because the other person is remembering, and their light is infusing and growing within them, which is wonderful.
Yeah, such a pure energy. What are the messages Archaea have for us? You have mentioned the golden age at the beginning.
The Archaea are here to help bring so many different qualities. You know, every angel, like you know, has a quality, an essence, a vibration, a virtue. The Archaea tend to focus more on expansion, help you to be more expansive in your life, help you to prioritize play, pleasure, fun, joy, as well as on the flip side, to be completely real with your hang-ups, your fears, your insecurities. And they give you that courage to face all of these things. People could call them a shadow, I guess, but face all of these aspects of self and bring them into you, rather than feeling like they're separate from you and they're like a part of the ego or something. That the Archaea are more integrative. They're like, yeah, bring those aspects in. Excuse me, like a mother would embrace the child. Let's bring the child in rather than exclude the child, and allow that healing to take place. So the word Archaea means root, means origin, and this is so indicative of the help that they can give us if we invite them in, is they will help us to get to the root. Like, why do we have the binge eating problem? Why are we staying in that abusive relationship? Like, what is at the core? And they help you to see that in a way that I believe the more the masculine archangels don't. It's like the masculine archangels are effective and fantastic in the moment for applying almost like a spiritual band-aid, whereas the archaea are like your big sisters. They want to hear you. They want you to open your heart and get to the root so you can really move forward and upward in your spiritual ascension.
Very nurturing, aren't they? Now when you're talking about it, yeah, just feel very like when you said that, take things in, honor it, nurture it, accept it, and then let go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you talk about them some? How many do we have? What are their names?
So the angel healing system brings forward 17, and then out of that 17, 11 were profiled in the book, and those 11 specifically wanted to come forward, but I believe the whole book could have been written by Archaea Faith, who's the twin of Michael, because she has so much to say. But every chapter, every angel builds upon the next vibrationally and energetically. But in answer to your question, there's so many different types of archaea. Each has that masculine complement. So if we think about how many archangels there are, an infinite amount, it's exactly the same with the archaea. I specifically just work with 17. I'm aware of more, but I don't have a close relationship with them yet. Perhaps that will evolve in the future. But I would say to somebody, if they're just starting out, work with Archaea Faith. Work with Archaea Faith, because so many people connect with Michael. They have that sense. Michael is the being, I guess, through a religious filter, who would be the closest to God. The right hand being, arm, side of God, if you see that in the religious sense. From a more neutral perspective, Michael and Faith help us to be leaders in our own life, to embrace spiritual sovereignty, which often asks us to be responsible. And, you know, a lot of people in the spiritual world don't like the responsibility, do they? They like to be spiritually entertained or distracted. Whereas when we start to work with Faith, she will really show us, she'll hold up a mirror of where we're self-deceiving, where we are holding onto fear, and rather than cut the cords to fear or shield ourselves from fear like Michael would do, she says, you know, open your heart, open your eyes, open your senses. What are you fearing, and why are you fearing, and what is the medicine of this fear? Because if you know the medicine, you can move through it with ease.
It sounds like they're coming at the right time. No, says Archaea Faith is coming because everybody needs that right now, everything what you just said. So how do we connect with her?
In the past, a lot of angel books talk about prayers and invocations and summoning angels, calling them in. I really feel like we're moving into an age of greater respect with our spirit guides, don't you believe? The archaea ask us instead to call on them and sort of summon them, just to invite them in. That's all we need. Just like open the door to a friend and invite them into your house. Invite in the angels. So you could do that consciously right now. If you want to close your eyes, everybody listening. If you are ready to face your fears, the root of insecurities, doubts, problems, anything that's manifesting in your life, and you're really ready to face that and move through and bring a resolve, just simply say to yourself, I invite Archaea Faith into my life. May you come forward in a way that I can recognize, that I can understand, and that I can trust. I am ready for your assistance. I'm ready to work with you and partner with you. Thank you, and so it is. Take a big breath in, especially into your heart, and imagine Faith's energy, which is like this bright azure blue and gold, and really bring in her color, her ray into your heart. And that's it. You've invited her in. Now watch the magic and be aware of how she'll show up through symbols, signs, ringing of bells.
Well, you see, it's very interesting because when you invite somebody in, it means that you are ready to have them. You're ready to have them over. You can call up on them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are ready. And I suppose if you show her that you are ready, then she's able to work her magic because there is also acceptance.
Yeah, and you know, a way that the archea and the archangels differ is once you have invited a particular angel into your life, for example, Archea Faith, she'll stay with you. She really will stay with you until you feel like you have came to the resolve of the insecurity or the doubt or the uncertainty, whatever is manifest in your life right now. Whereas, for example, Michael will just come in, do what needs to do, like a big brother, you know, come in to do some DIY in your house, and then he'll leave. Whereas Archea Faith, she'll stay with you. She'll be a big sister.
Can I ask about the attunements? Because
Yeah.
not many people talk about attunements. They talk about courses and they talk about connections. Can you just talk about the attunements you do and offer?
Yeah, I think I was shown when I was, I guess, at the start of this journey of remembering with the angels, that everybody has their own gift. Like we come down here with an energetic gift, different to our purpose, different to our life and our soul purpose, but with a gift. And we can share that gift within our world. And for me, the gift that I have is opening and closing energetic doors. What a gift. And the way that I've sort of fine-tuned that is attunements, is energetic attunements. And when I started out on this journey, there wasn't many people talking about attunements. Now you see everywhere people talking about attunement. I don't actually know if they understand what they're doing because it takes a high level of responsibility to open and close these portals. But so the attunements within the book and within angel healing, we go to a specific place in heaven that we have the permission to, and it's a space that is held. Oh, even just talking about it, can you feel the energy of it? It's just so
I
pure.
got goosebumps.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful space that is that's resigned for us to go there, and the angels meet us there. It's a very safe and protected space, and again, it's an invitation of, for example, when we're attuning people to Archea Freedom, who's really here today, by the way. Don't know if you can feel her. She's the other half of Archangel 𝐒𝐿, so the angel of our emotional body. She helps us with our wings, with expansion. So, for example, we could go up there and attune to Archea Freedom. And what happens is her consciousness blends with our own, and we become as one. Why? Why do we do this? Why not just talk about the angels like we've done for years? Attunements serve their healing in their own right, first of all, but they also serve to make this a connection that is beyond words, is beyond the intellect. Only our higher self really understands what's going on, but we could sum it up with a bit of their energy, their virtues, who they are, steps into us, and we are changed from that point forward.
Completely.
Completely.
I find them so powerful. It's like I get high on YouTube. I get high and it's like, I wanted more. This is fantastic. Give me more. But there is only as much your body, your energetic body can hold.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, because when somebody comes, for example, I bow down to in such respect to people who come to do angel healing, because the first level 1 is a day, it's a whole day, like 8 hour. At the moment we're doing it over Zoom, so it's 8 hours on Zoom, and within the morning part the person receives 34 angel attunements, and it's one after the other. And so afterwards they're kind of sitting there completely in their bliss or super high, like you just said, or you know, or maybe they feel like they need a rest, because we always have like a lunch break after the attunements to help the integration process. But yeah, it's big. It is big, but our higher self acts like a filter, and so everything will be perfect and that's beyond my control. That's beyond the angels' control. That is based on the free will of the individual.
Can we talk a little bit about your course, the Angel Healing?
Yeah, so it's a hands-on modality, certified angel program that was established in 2009, and it introduces the individual to the 34 angelic aspects. They're attuned to them, and they learn how to, at the first level, how to channel the angels for self-healing, healing on others, healing of spaces, learning to read the energy of spaces rather than connect. So they maintain more of a neutral angel perspective on the workings of energy and vibration. Level 2 bridges from channeling the angels to communicating with the angels, and the practitioner learns over that 2 days and the case studies, which is over 3 months, how to embody the angel so that they're not running their energy, they're not channeling anymore, they are allowing the angels to step in, so they become Archangel Michael. And so every level, it goes up by vibration. And then there's level 3, which is the teacher's degree, and we have that coming up actually in August. That's only run once a year. It's a big path, but people who are ready for it embrace that path, and that's really becoming it's a way of life, and it's living your path, whatever that is, whether it's writing the book or building your business, whatever it is that you've been putting off, the angels will step in, and I don't know, I can't even explain it into words, Barbara. It's just an acceleration.
I feel it.
Do you feel it? There you go. Yeah.
And I hope that everybody else as well. Have you got any new books coming up? Because you have wrote Unicorn Rising. So that's one book. We are hopefully going to do an interview about that one as well. I'm very excited. And the Female Archangels. So have you got anything else coming up or planning?
Yes, I have.
If you want to mention.
A unicorn tarot. I was just signed with 𝐒𝐨𝐿𝐴 to do a unicorn tarot deck, so I'm excited about that. It's almost like the pantheon of unicorns, all the different types, which has never got shared before, because I'm excited about that. Hopefully signing the contract this week to Findhorn for the angel healing deck of cards. I'm very excited about this. I was going to create the female archangel oracle deck, but we thought, I don't just want to make it female, I want the masculine archangels in there too for balance, because this is what we're ultimately teaching. So that's going to come out next year, and I've got some other books in the pipeline, but I'll save that for later.
Thank you so much. Where can listeners find you and get in contact with you?
If you head over to CalistaAscension.com and Calista Ascension, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, you'll find me there. And I post on a very regular basis these days. I really believe in sharing a lot of free content. And then if you want to go deeper, you can come to my monthly Ascension workshops, study angel healing or unicorn healing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed the interview with Calista. If you would like to get in touch with her, you can always contact her via Instagram or through her website. All the informations are in the show notes. Finally, if you love this episode, I'll be so grateful if you can leave me a review or if you can share with a friend. And that's all from me, and I cannot wait to see you on the next one.